Okie dokie, so this is Sana and I am to the very exciting part in my Buckluster beanie where I get to make another bobble. Here's one bobble and I'm gonna make one right here. But before I make it, I want to talk a second about bobbles conceptually, like what we're gonna do. In the instructions, we will see that it says to make a 3x3 bobble. So what we're gonna do is a chicken foot, and I will tell you how to do that. I'm gonna move this up here so you can see it. And we'll have these stitches here. We purl back across, we knit back across, we purl back across again, and then we're gonna slip 2 stitches together, like we were gonna knit 2 together, but we don't, we just slip them. We knit 1, and we pass those 2 slip stitches over. I'm gonna stop this video and start another and show you the chicken foot. Okay, let's talk chicken feet. So I have a drawing here of a chicken foot coming out of a purl stitch, just because in the Buckluster beanie, it comes out of a purl stitch, but that is completely up to the designer and it could come out of a knit stitch. It would look just barely different right there. Now, I call them chicken feet because in a chart, they look like this right here, with 3 stitches coming out of 1. And you can see in my drawing that there are 3 stitches coming out of 1 stitch. In order to do that, we go in the stitch like we were going to knit it, run around the back of our right needle and peek through the window, just as we normally would, but rather than hop off at that point, we do a yarn over, creating this second stitch. And then we knit into that stitch one more time. So we have 3 stitches coming out of 1 stitch, and we've created 2 stitches. Now that the talking about it is over, let's actually do it. This is the stitch I'm going to work my chicken foot in. So normally when I knit, I go in the front door, around the back, peek through the window, and off jumps Jack, right? But this time we're gonna do it a little differently. We're gonna go in the front door, around, whoops, both of you, around the back, peek through the window, but we're not jumping. Jack stays right there. We run around our working needle again, making a yarn over, and now we go into that same stitch, here I go, and knit 1 more. I'm gonna stretch them down there. Now I can hop off. I'm gonna move it down onto my wire so that you can see that we now have 1, 2, 3 stitches coming out of that 1 stitch. We're gonna take one more look at the chicken foot on my needle so that you can see that there are 1, 2, 3 stitches coming out of this 1 stitch. And we're gonna see how that corresponds to the drawing where 1, 2, 3 stitches are coming out of 1 stitch. And I've made this darker, hoping that the glare will not catch. This would be the chicken foot in this illustration. These are 3 layers of knitting we're going to do above it. So we made our chicken foot. In this drawing, our working yarn is right here, and we're gonna turn our work and purl back across. Then we knit those 3, then we purl them 1 more time, and finally we'll do a decrease. This is called a 3x3 bobble because we have our chicken foot and then 1, 2, 3 layers. So it's 3 wide and 3 deep. Okay, so we have talked about chicken feet enough. I think you can recognize one now. Here it is. After we make our chicken foot, we get to continue on with the rest of our bobble. So I'm going to turn my work so that I'm now looking at the inside of my hat, and I'm going to purl those stitches that we just made. Those 3 stitches coming out of 1. Now I'm going to knit them. So I'm looking at the front now. I'm going to turn my work 1 more time, and I'm going to purl them. I'm trying to work fast, so I'm not sure if this is getting blurry, but we shall see. Okay, from the front, I can see now I'm ready to decrease. So we have our chicken foot. We have our 1, 2, 3 rows of 3 stitches, making 3x3, and it's time to decrease. I happen to love this decrease. I drew a picture of it here, having 3 stitches coming into one. On a chart, it often, I'm gonna find it, there we go, often looks like this. On this paper, I wrote, slip 2 together, knit 1, pass. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in the first 2 as if we were gonna knit 2 together, but we're just gonna hop off. Now I'm going to knit the next stitch and take these 2 and hop them up, off, and over. And then I have a beautiful bobble. I started with 1 stitch, increased to 3, knit my 3 rows, and decreased back to 1. I've knit a few more stitches, and I'm just gonna take a second to let you admire my beautiful bobble. It'll be a bit more tucked in once these cables come back around. But really, I'm recording this last portion of the video to tell you that go in and edit all of the captions, and the phone does not hear chicken foot. She really thinks it's a chicken butt, and I have had to correct that so many times, and I can't tell you how tempting it was to leave it in there. Oh my gosh, I really wanted to. So this is my chance to let it say chicken butt at least once. Well, I guess a couple times, huh? Because this recording will have it.